afternoon. Now, what I just did might have looked pretty simple, pretty minor. I walked from there, now I'm here. And that's the beginning of a story, right? Stories are sacred to me. Everyone in here needs story. That's not a human, trifle. That's a serious thing. That's our zone of comfort. That's our ordinary world. Any film that you watch, any show that's good, starts in a zone of comfort or an ordinary world. That is it right there. We've had a great day, great speakers, great presentation. I have come out here because I've desired something. I want something badly from each and every one of you. I want connection, and I'm doing it to remove that barrier. I'm off notes. Will I remember everything ChatGPT wrote up to tell me to say to you today? We'll only see here in a minute. I sure hope so. We might get even crazier, because I don't just want connection from each and every one of you. I'm going to get it. I want conversation. I don't just want to preach from on high. Now, I'm very blessed, very lucky. I grew up here in Northwest Omaha, and I went to school in Lincoln, was given an internship at The Late Show with David Letterman between my junior and senior year, was hired by The Late Show out of school, worked for CBS News, Discovery, developed docuseries for Disney. But I had my eyes on what was going on here in my hometown that I love. And I was watching the World Herald fall apart. I was watching our local media turn into nothing but updates on millionaire student athletes playing football, basketball, and volleyball. God bless them. I'm happy for them. Do we need 50 podcasts for it? Could we have one that does culture, arts, politics? Mayor of Omaha was in his house in the primary recording podcasts. I've met all sorts of interesting people doing this. I go out. I don't do this from a studio. So I'm going to places recording a podcast. It's called OMAPOD. I came back from Los Angeles to launch this because I'm adamant that Omaha needs this. We're not being served by our local media outside of sports right now. How many of you think like the Omaha World Herald's telling you what's going on here right now? It's a joke, and I'm sick of it, and I'm doing something about it. So I've launched OMAPOD 5 days a week, daily morning podcast newsletter. Comes out around 5 a.m., something different every day. Think of like an old column would be, right? And I pitched the World Herald. I've written for the World Herald, great esteemed organization. Lee Enterprise VP gave me a great email I'm going to have framed and posted one day. Said, we're a newspaper company, not a podcast company. Think about that. A newspaper? We have young people in here. Do you even know what that term means? A newspaper? There's college students back there. You're insulting them. They've never heard of that, and they don't care. But they know what a podcast is, and a podcast has got to be driven with good stories. So I left ordinary world because I desired something. I desired connection. I desired conversation. And that is where a story gets interesting, right? The funniest thing happened to me on the way to work. Our zone of comfort is our ordinary day-to-day trip to work. The interesting thing is whatever it is that happened. I will tell you a great story often comes from emotion, right? I tried to express a little bit of anger. I love what the mayor said about leading with a calm voice, and those are important things, a lot of great information. Emotion drives great stories. When Megan gets fed up with the accessibility and the inclusive issues in West Omaha, she didn't just sit back and put out Facebook posts. She began her story, which she told so well and so interestingly. So if it's driven by emotion, it's going to resonate, right? How many of you, like when you post something, maybe you're a little surprised? Isn't it something when everybody's maybe overthought or you've had 50 meetings, it just doesn't have the impact you thought it might have in the original? Well, we can say that. I've done marketing stuff too. I was an early Uber employee as well, launched marketing and operations here in Omaha, Lincoln, Western Iowa. So I believe in disruption, but when we don't have an initiative or something that connects, I would say maybe it's overthought. Maybe you've lost that core thing that made it interesting, right? Too many cooks in the kitchen. When you come out from behind the podium, you're exposed. And that makes people nervous. And a great movie and a great story and a great film, you pay a heavy price. That main character pays a heavy price. They may even pay with their life. It still works if there's a meaningful thing that happens at the end. So, point and purpose at Disney, I would have scripts come back, P&P, from a boss that I hated. P&P, I'd have nightmares about P&P, point and purpose. When your story isn't hitting, or your ad, or your social campaign, or your initiative, or city policy even, point and purpose at every step along the way. How has it been constructed? How is it being delivered? What are the barriers to your story? What is the emotion that's being held back? What are you scared of? Those are the types of questions that are going to answer what might be the roadblock. That's going to lead to connection, and you might be surprised. In community, we have similar, the streets we drive, the things we see, the places we go, food we eat, whatever, in addition to our cultural thing. The connection is when someone sticks their hand up and says something's messed up, right? That's stepping out of our ordinary world. Anyone here know Chen Huang? Chen Huang, anyone? No one knows her. Y'all should. Y'all should listen to my podcast episode this morning on OMAPOD. Chen Huang's from one of the most powerful families in China. She lives in Omaha, pretty new here. She's got a lot of thoughts about community connection and these new eyes that she's seeing the city with. Why is she here? You have to listen to the podcast. Free subscription at omapod.com. She said to me, I've lived all over the world. She was born in Beijing, grew up, traveled the world, done amazing things, been amazing places, worked at this Dubai Future Foundation. She said, every city I go to, there's a spot where young people gather. And I don't know where that is in Omaha. I don't know what part of town. We have so many great neighborhoods and so much pride of place. But do we have that connective central thing, the Omaha thing that's not about Elkhorn, West Oak, Gretna, North Oak, South Oak, Dundee, whatever? I am trying as best I can to work us back towards that. Events like this do it. But I think it's a matter of connecting, being free, and kind of getting out of your comfort zone. My name's Tony Bock. Thank you very much.